Hello. Hello. Extra live tonight. I was going to do it yesterday and it was not a good day. My brain has been going a million miles an hour on how to explain the maths properly. I did in the previous video in the comments, I've included the picture, so I'm not sending private messages to dozens of you all at once, and Facebook will like to block me for that. We're going to be working on the second stripe of the Sunny Days border. So if you remember in the last video, we did the triangle and the first strip that goes over the top, the first V. We're going to be doing the second one tonight. If you're catching me on live, say hi. If you're getting me on replay, hashtag replay. How does that work? How do they do it in the hashtag replay? I don't usually do videos, guys. So anyway, I'm in here. I'm not sure who's watching. I'm not sure anybody is right now. I'm just going to hang out for a bit, see who pops on. Let me know if you're watching. It's currently 9:41 p.m. tonight. It's going to be a short video only for this stripe. I have to be at work tomorrow morning early, so 8 o'clock I normally start. I've got to start at 7 tomorrow. So probably should be in bed already, but I'm with you guys. Now, look, what we're doing here is not, it's not as scary. The Sunny Days isn't as scary as it looks. Hi Sharon, I see you. Sunny Days isn't as scary as it looks. Lots of people over the years have kind of really liked the look of it, but have been too intimidated to try. Some people have tried and have gotten frustrated with it without contacting me, and there's like things that, it's all out of my control. So we're here doing this CAL so that everybody can have a go. The beginners have been doing great, and I'm super stoked with how well everybody's been doing. My DMs are open if anybody's having trouble. So please, if you're having issues, send me a DM. We'll work out what's going on and how we can fix it. I'm more than happy to help, okay? So who else? Is it just you watching at the moment, Sharon? Do we have anybody else? Where are you, Sharon? Where do you live? Oh, goodness, scooch. Just checking the other computer so I can see what's happening. Too much open. I've got Sharon. And nobody. It's just us, Sharon. That's okay, isn't it? All right. So I'm going to get started because I don't want to be up until midnight. Okay? So, okay. If you remember from Tuesday night I put a stitch marker 8 stitches behind where I started the first stripe. So here I've got my triangle. Here is my first strip. I'm not sure what I'm going to call it yet. Give me a suggestion for what to call this. Should I call it the V or the stripe? I'm not sure. Anyway, we went 8 stitches. So this one is where we started. And we counted back from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's where I started. Hi, Helen. Pardon me. And I'm going to insert my hook, just like we did for the others. I'm going to insert my hook, not just under these 2 loops, but we're going to work between the front vertical bar and the back vertical bar of the very first stitch. Okay? So when you do that, it should look like that. And then I'm going to just pull up a loop And then I like to flick my tail through there to secure it. And then I'm going to pick up a loop in the next stitch. And again, we're working between the front vertical bar and the back vertical bar, like a knit stitch. And what that does is it minimizes the gap that you would otherwise get just from working through this, just underneath the first, that first loop. You don't want to do that. So I'm picking up a loop. And then just like we did for the first row on this one, we're going to yarn over and pull through 2 quite loosely, because I need to go back into this horizontal bar to start the next row. Oh, actually, I'm going to double check that. Yes, I did. I'm going to yarn over and pull up a loop in the horizontal bar, and then I'm going to insert my hook into the next stitch, in between, again, between the front and the back vertical bar. There we go. And now I've got 3 loops on my hook, yarning over, pull through 2, and the first one you want to be loose. If it's too tight, you won't get any increases in there when you need them. You don't need it right this second. Now, for the second stripe, what we want to do, instead of doing an increase every row like we did for this one, we want to do an increase every other row. Hi, Trudy. So if you've just joined, we've started the second stripe on the border section. Whoop, there goes my camera again. I've started the second stripe on the border section just in the same way that we did for the first one. Those first 2 rows are just the same as the first one. So we pick up a loop in the first 2 stitches, and then we increase 1 stitch here. I'm just going to secure this camera. It's fallen down on me 3 times today. I'm going to see if a little wheat pack will do the trick. There. Okay. So we're on the 3rd row of the second stripe, and I'm going to just pick up a loop in the front vertical bar, because I don't need to increase this row. It's every other row for this stripe. Then I'm going to pick up a loop between the front vertical bar and the back vertical bar of the first stitch. Here, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Hi, Michelle. No, I was on, when I was on Tuesday, I mentioned I'd probably do another live in between Tuesday and Friday. So here I am. I don't want anybody to fall too far behind if they're already racing ahead. Lots of you have raced ahead and done amazing things with your Sunny Days items. So I just thought I'd catch you all up. So tonight we'll do the second. We're doing the second stripe for the border, and tomorrow night we will do the 3rd stripe. Okay? So now, the way that you tell that you need an increased stitch, so if you're not putting stitch markers in every row across, which I don't do that, we've got our first row here, and you might want to say that this is the increase row, but it's not. This one is, because that's where we put the extra stitch. See, this was the horizontal bar, and this is where we put the extra stitch. So our second row was our increase row, our 3rd row was just a straight row, and now our 4th row will be our increase row. So we're going to pick up a loop in the first vertical bar, and then we're going to pick up a loop in the horizontal bar. So we go through, see how you've got this V, you go through the front, the top of the front, and then you want the back one as well. I'm picking up a loop and inserting our hook back into the selve edge here. So we're going in between the front vertical bar and the back vertical bar. picking up a loop. I've got 4 now, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. You're so far behind now. Where are you up to, Michelle? Now I'm going to do a straight row, so we're going to work, when I say straight row, it's just no increases. So picking up a loop in each of the vertical bars that are there, and then working straight into the next stitch here. So in between the front vertical bar and the back vertical bar. Hi Shelley. And picking up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Hi Adre. Oops. So we've got normal row, increase row, Tunisian simple stitch straight across. This is an increase row, Tunisian simple stitch into each stitch. And now for the 5th, 6th, we're doing another increase. So we're going to pull up a loop in the 2 vertical bars that are there. Then we're going to pick up a loop in the horizontal bar. So now I've got 4, and now I'm going into that self edge again. How is everybody today? What's been happening? Yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. Michelle's on row 13 after the center triangles. They're only 8 by 8 because you have an extra split row. That's okay. That's awesome. Have you been sharing pictures? I've commented on so many now, I can't remember whose is whose. Okay, so that's my increase row. So the next row, we just Tunisian simple stitch all the way across, picking up a loop in each of those loops, and then picking up a loop in the self edge in between the front and the back vertical bar of this stitch, minimizes the gap. Work, work, work. Adre's just finished tier 23, now to start the squaring off. Yay! I know the heat is not fun, is it? It's been really quite awful here too. Michelle's been melting in 42-degree heat. Tier 13. That's good. That means you're up to here. You're almost up to the border. You're not very far behind at all. Nobody is. It's good. This means you can watch the videos back and you'll know exactly what you're doing, won't you? I hope. Okay, so this row here was an increase row. This has no increases. The next row needs to be an increase again. So I do Tunisian simple stitch into 1, 2. Actually, I tell lies. Do I tell lies? No, I don't tell lies. One more increase. So now I've got 5 stitches. And remember, when we get to here, we're going straight back into the same stitch where we started. So you can see how this first stitch of this tier here goes straight down into here. That's exactly where we're going back into. Yarn over, pull up a loop. So I've got 6, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, all the way across until you've just got 1 loop left on your hook. So we started, there's 8 stitch down from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows because we made that extra, we put this stitch right into the beginning here. And now going all the way up here, we're just doing, it's 5, 6 if you include this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 if you include this very edge, but 5 if you're just counting the ones, 4 if we just, oh my God. Can somebody slap me? Like, just smack me. My brain is not working very well today. It's 6 stitches across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 stitches across, not 6, not 4. It's 5. Okay? It's 5. You can slap me later, I promise. So, kill me now. Untangled that brain. It's been a very long, very hot week. So, we're doing Tunisian simple stitch now, all the way up to the corner, and we're going into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 altogether. So 5 loops on the hook before you go into the selvage, and this is the first selvage of the next tier, or the previous tier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you should be able to count as you count your stitches as you're doing your return pass too. So it's yarn over, pull through 2 5 times. And then we just keep doing the same thing all the way up. Do you know what it is, Michelle? I have been trying, because my brain works in a really strange way, I have been trying to figure out a way to explain the math, because I totally messed it up when I was trying to explain it on Tuesday, because again, my brain was fried. And because my brain thinks in pictures and it works in multiple layers all at the same time, it's really strange the way that it works. So I was trying to make my really wonky drawings make sense, and then find a way of explaining it. And so even while I was at work yesterday and this morning, I'm trying to figure it out, how to explain it. So it's been a day and a half. You love that we can continue with the same hook. So do I. So one of the things I've always tried to do with my patterns is, by making the font large and having good spacing in between the rows, that was directly because I wanted people who have low vision to be able to sort of see what they were doing, and people with neurodiversities have trouble kind of with writing that's too close together as well. So I wanted to make sure it was inclusive. And when I think about inclusivity, we don't just think about disabilities, you think about race, and you think about socioeconomic status as well. And for people who don't have the funds to go out and purchase fancy hooks, or hooks with cables, or if they need a particular brand of yarn to get this thing to work the way that they want it, it makes it, to me, it's the reason why I don't actually recommend in the pattern, any of my patterns, like what brand yarn to use, is because Hobby is fantastically, they've got great prices. But if I was to recommend this yarn is like 4 times the price. So I don't want to do that to people. They sure do. Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know that, Michelle, that you're a special needs education assistant. That's awesome. So my son, James, who you heard screaming on Tuesday night, he has some special needs. So he's going to need an education assistant at school as well. So you guys are awesome, like total props. I think anybody who is patient enough and capable to take on kids with special needs and help them get to where to do their best is just incredible. So thank you. So here we go. So we just keep doing the same row. So it's just the repeat of the same row. We're picking up 5 loops across here. Then we pick up an extra one. So we have 6. Yarn over, pulling through 2 all the way across. And we keep going till we get to the corner. Oh, ow, titanium joints. Ah, wow. Well, I still think you're amazing. I don't think very many people understand how challenging it can be. Children with special needs, not just for the parents, but for the kids. It's hard for them to understand why this thing that's supposed to be, you know, apparently socially normal doesn't really make any sense to them. Michelle Howard doesn't want to know the math. Okay. I can show you the funny picture real quick if you want. Doesn't need to be explained. If you don't need the explanation, it's cool. For me, I know that some people like to have the explanation. And I also, sometimes I think there's got to be at least one person watching who wants to know what the math is because they want to be a designer, but they haven't been able to figure it out, how to make it work. Absolutely, Michelle. Michelle Rainsforth. Yeah, the reward is amazing when they do something, even so tiny. And James was, he's almost 6 now, and he's only been potty trained for the last 6 months, like properly potty trained. And that was the biggest deal on the planet when I didn't need to put him in a nighttime nappy anymore. He just thought it was the bee's knees too. I'm a big boy now, Mummy. Diane, he can't seem to understand the written directions. Oh, Dana, don't give up. Don't give up. Send me a message and we'll troubleshoot if you like. Please, please, please shoot me a DM. Show me where the issue is. Had somebody else ready to give up this afternoon, and I did a quick little FaceTime with her just to see where she was at and what was happening and see if we could figure out where we can go. So please shoot me a DM, okay? That's okay. Michelle, that's all right too. That's cool too. You don't have to understand it. We make pretty things, and I think this is one of my favorite designs just because, like, when you look at it, it's like all of those really cool things in nature that we love. Sunflowers have got this similar pattern. So do dahlias, and there are certain succulents that have this design. I think it's part of the reason why I love it so much. And why I've never seen one I don't like. It doesn't really matter what colour combination you use, there's something that it looks like. So I'm still just doing this whole... So once we've done those increases, so this row here, or this stripe here, the increase is every row. This one here is every other row, and the next one is every third row we make the increase, and that gives us the angles that we need to go around the curve to make it square. So what else has been happening? We're working, horrible heat. Has anybody been doing anything? It doesn't have to be exciting. Have you found something interesting? Is there anything you're worried about? Now there's 2 Michelles in the group at the moment. In the chat, I'm going to have to refer to you by your surnames, I think. People watching on replay will get confused. Okay, so we're going, and if you can see, as I'm going up this edge, I'm kind of moving where my fingers are holding the item. And the reason I do that is I don't want it to end up being like my tension going out and it going wide. Because if it does that, it throws everything out. Mish. Awesome. Okay, Mish. There's different spelling, I think. Yes, there's Michelle Howard's got different spelling to you. Michelle Rainsforth, or Mish. I like that, Mish. Oh, how was your Thursday crochet group? I miss running group. I used to run a local group down in Ulladulla, and we had so much fun. Hi, Carol. One, two. Adre, how many people are in your crochet group? Is it a big group or a small group? Beautiful. Okay, I'm almost at that corner now. Oh, I'm jealous. Where are you located, Adre? All right, this is the last row before I get to my corner. Okay. Okay, now I'm ready for my corner. You'll see, if you watched Tuesday night's video, then you'll see that we chain 2 right on these corners, and this is where we're inserting our hook for this last row. Yarn over, pull through 2. And then in South Africa, now I'm really jealous. That's not a place I've been to yet. I'm told one of my ancestors came here from Trinidad via South Africa. So they lived in Trinidad, then they went to South Africa for a while, and then they came here. I'm like, I want to know what it's like. So now I've picked up a stitch. Same thing, I've just picked up 1 stitch in each of those vertical bars. Now I don't have a side to go into, and that's okay, because what we're doing now is we're making the triangle to make our mitered square here, our mitered corner. So we're going to yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2 again. And now I'm going to insert my hook under the first vertical bar, the second vertical bar, and the third one. And this one here becomes a part of our horizontal bars that go across. It's really diagonal, but you get the point. Yarn over. Hi, Anita. I would love it. I'm sure I would. I need something different. It's been too long since I've travelled. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. Now this is going to be the last one. Yarn over, pull up a loop in the next 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. So now I've got my nice little, see how we've decreased all of those stitches? We've got a really nice diagonal there. Now we're going to chain 2. and then we're going to go down into this vertical bar here. We don't want the diagonal, we ignore the diagonal. We want to go into the vertical bar. And we're going to pick up a loop in the first one, and then we're going to pick up a loop in the second one. Now we're going to yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. And that starts our corner. Go into the first vertical bar. Then we're going back down into this one here. So you can see this line. So we've gone into this first one. Now we're going into this second one here. And picking up a loop. And now we want to go down into the next vertical bar from the previous row. 4 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, all the way across. How are you, Anita? And picking up a loop in each of those 2 stitches, picking up a loop in the one below, and picking up another loop in the row below that again. Come on. 2, 4, 5, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, all the way across until you've got 1 loop left on the hook. And now our next row is pulling up a loop in each of these vertical bars and then going back down into this one. So this is the one that's closest to our selvage of the previous one. And then we're going back into that chain 2 space. Yarn over, pull through 2, all the way across. And then we've got our 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're doing Tunisian simple stitch into each of those 5 stitches, picking up a loop in each of the selvage in the next selvage stitch, then yarn over, pull through 2 for the return pass all the way across, and we keep repeating that right until we get down here, back down to where we started on this one, on the one below it. And then when we get to there, we're going to decrease until we get to our 8th stitch across here. Hi, Esther. I could do a crochet group using Zoom, and I could have people from... That would be fun. And you couldn't sleep. Well, I'm glad I'm here to keep you company then, because 4:45 in the morning is not much fun. And hi, Gina. So we're just adding our second part of the border. And we started with 8 stitches. Now, in the first part of the border, so not the triangle, but this first stripe here, we increased every stitch to get the 4 stitches across. Then on this part, we started with 8 stitches and we increased every other row. Every second row, we made an increase to get this nice curve. And then we did our mitered corners just the same as we did the previous one. And then you're going to go down all the way until you get to here. Now, it's starting to get a bit late. It's 10 o'clock. I'm going to leave it here for now because I have an early start tomorrow morning. But we will come back, and tomorrow we'll get this, because this part's so easy. We're just doing the same row, this row, all the way down to here. And tomorrow night, that's where we'll start off, decreasing on this edge. And then we'll start the next stripe, the third one. See that? So Friday night we'll start on the 3rd stripe. We'll finish off the second one, and then we'll start the 3rd one. And then on Monday we'll start on the 4th one, which is something I prepared earlier. Just a little bit, not very much. The 4th one is right here. And this one is what ends up covering this tiny little gap, this 2-stitch gap that we've got right here. and that will give us a nice border up here. And then you can do a couple of extra rows if you want to, because you'll know how to do it then. It'll be super simple. Thank you. Thanks, Mish. I appreciate that. Adri, I hope you have a good night. Gina, hello and goodbye. I'm sorry you're not here for very long with me tonight. I always enjoy your company. I'm going to put some thought into the Zoom group. Let me turn this around for just a second before I say goodbye. I think a Zoom group would be super fun for everybody because we could all join in then. Who else wants a Zoom group? Wave your hands. If you're watching on replay, you stick your hand up, put a hand up, put a love heart or something so I know you'd like a Zoom group. I miss having a Zoom group. I used to have a crochet group in person. Zoom. So you all should know by now, if you've watched a few videos with me, I'm a little bit kooky, okay? I am kooky. I don't mind being kooky. I fly my freak flag quite happily and proudly. So if we're going to have a Zoom group, beware. I can be very cheeky. It will be fun. I love it. Michelle's got a hand up. Michelle's got a hand up too. Gina thinks that would be great. Adra, you've started something now. Okay. I'm going to check in with you all tomorrow. Cookies greet me too. Yes. You know, ADHD and just having a bit of an odd personality anyway, just makes for a lot of fun, really. Ask who was it who got the comment about the sock fairies stealing they're stealing their stuff. Good night, guys. I'll be around tomorrow night. I can't wait to see you all, and we're going to finish off that corner. Okay, see ya.